Welcome to Freedom Forest, guys, the 3-acre edible oasis that we're creating here in the south of England, where we like to try lots of new things and push the boundaries with what we can grow using permaculture and no-dig methods. Absolutely no chemicals, weed killers or synthetic fertilisers, just what nature provides. Hi folks, and welcome back to Freedom Forest on this beautiful crisp January day. For today's video, I'm going to share a few updates on things that are still happening here even in the middle of winter, and also some of our future plans for the year ahead. So whilst the weather isn't so appealing to be outside gardening right now, there is still so many things that we can be doing. And one of the things I've been focusing on a lot over the last week is planning the things I'm going to sow and grow for the year ahead, planning on where things might be best being placed this year. And I've also done a big seed order to do all of our seeds for this year. And before I did that order, I went through all of our existing seed stock to see what we had to make sure I didn't double up on too many things. I've also been researching and buying a few new plants that are going to be going in the food forest over the next few weeks. And I'm really excited to try some of the things I've got here. We found over the last few years that blueberries do really well for us where we've got slightly acidic soil. And even though we've got 4 good blueberry bushes in our food forest already, we have still never got enough blueberries when it comes to harvesting. We could just eat as many as we could grow. So I am going to be putting more blueberries into this area here over the next few weeks, and one of the varieties we found has done the best for us and gives us the biggest fruit, which is really easy to harvest and really juicy, is a variety called Chandler. So I've got a beautiful bush of blueberry Chandler here, and I'm probably going to be ordering a couple more of those. And then what I've decided to try this year is bilberries. And bilberries are the wild version of blueberries. Really excited to get these in the ground. And then I also came across lingonberries. And lingonberry is also known as mountain cranberry, and it's kind of a cross between a cranberry and a blueberry. And again, they like acidic soil, so hopefully they grow really well for us here. And both of these plants here can grow in full sun or partial shade, so I'm hoping to dot these through the food forest wherever I can find gaps. So super excited to try new things. And one of the things that we love about our food forest and that we find every year is even when you think you've planted everything that you want to have in here, there are always new plants to be discovering. It is literally never ending, and that has got to be one of the most exciting things about gardening. And just a quick update on our elephant garlic bed. If you've been following this journey over the last few months, you can see that nearly all the white mustard has been killed back by the frost now. There's just the odd stem or two that's protected by the hedge, which hasn't yet fallen over. And the elephant garlic is growing really, really strongly. I'm so impressed with the growth that we've got and the size of these plants already. Really happy to see that. And we're just going to keep these plants safe and a little bit warmer in the polytunnel until I get round to planting them. And especially during this colder weather, we will only be giving them a minimal amount of water. In these propagators here, we've got 2 sowings of broad beans. And the slightly earlier sowing that I did at the very end of November is just starting to germinate. And this sowing here will be transplanted into one of our polytunnels, and that will hopefully give us an early crop of broad beans. And then I've got a few more trays that I did a couple of weeks later, which aren't yet coming up. And these ones will be for our outdoor planting. And all of these will be planted out just as soon as they're big enough. And in this tunnel here, we've got our beautiful winter salad planted down the middle, which I've got the frost cloths over at the moment for extra protection where we're in a cold snap. And I won't be harvesting any of the salad whilst the plants are still frozen, but I did do a big pick a few days ago before this cold weather set in. And this will give us lots of fresh, beautiful greens all through the winter. And down both sides of this polytunnel, we have got a lot of brassicas planted, and you can see some of these plants are actually growing really well, where up until the last few days it's actually been quite mild overall. We've got herbs dotted through here, and also this gigantic spinach, which it doesn't look very big at the moment, but that will be massive by the time we get to early spring. And the broad beans that I just showed you germinating in the other polytunnel are going to be dotted through all of these beds here, because we take a similar approach to our beds as we do our food forest when it comes to planting, and we're trying to interplant as many different varieties as possible. And hopefully by giving this diversity to the soil, it will help to keep all the plants healthier. So really following permaculture principles as much as possible in our polytunnels as well. And after the salads are finished in this bed here, we'll be planting up tomatoes. And tomatoes is something I've been giving a lot of thought to how we grow them over the last few weeks, because for the last 2 years they haven't been that successful for us. Now we normally plant about 20 or 22 tomatoes in this bed, but this year I've decided I'm going to be going for quality rather than quantity, and I'm going to be scaling that number back by nearly half. We're going to be growing lots of different varieties to see what does best for us, and I'm hoping that by giving them some extra space they get more light. And I'm going to be following a slightly different watering regime to what we normally do. And I am super excited because we have been sent lots of beautiful heritage open pollinator varieties of tomatoes from Bedworth Seed Swap. So we are really excited to be trying these for the season ahead. Come on, miss. And the biggest project that we are delving into this year is happening right here in this space. We have just started working on it in the last few days, and we are going to transform this area this year, and it is going to become a beautiful off-grid outdoor kitchen area, and we are so excited for this project. It is one that we have been thinking about and trying to get to for a couple of years, and this year it is happening. And I've got 2 intentions for this project. The first one is to not set ourselves deadlines so that we can really enjoy the process and the creation of what we're going to build here. And my second intention is to enjoy working together and really practice our communication skills so that we can bring this project into its absolute best existence. And the other really exciting news that I've got to share with you guys today is that we have got 2 really big collaborations lined up already for this year, and I will be sharing more about those and who they are with closer to the time. So make sure you stay tuned this year to hear more about that. We hope you have enjoyed this little update today and seeing a few of the wintry things that are happening for us here at Freedom Forest. Make sure that you stay warm, stay rested, and we look forward to seeing you here again soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace and plants.